John, imagine waking up in a hotel room in a foreign country, unable to stand up with a dead phone and no idea how to call a doctor.
That sounds like the beginning of a horror movie.
It felt like one, and the worst part, I was completely alone.
Wait, did this actually happen to you?
Yes, in Prague, on the third day of my vacation.
Prague? The beautiful old buildings, the bridges, the little cafes.
And the cold rain. Don't forget the cold rain.
Okay, what happened?
Well, the night before, I felt fine. I walked around the city for hours, I crossed Charles Bridge, I ate dinner at a tiny restaurant, then I went back to my hotel and fell asleep.
What did you eat? Why does everyone ask that first?
Because food is always the main suspect. I had mushroom soup, roasted chicken, potatoes, and a piece of cake.
Mushroom soup in a foreign country?
It was normal soup, John. The mushrooms weren't glowing.
You don't know that. Maybe they waited until you looked away.
Anyway, at around 4 in the morning, I woke up shaking.
Shaking because you were cold?
That's what I thought. I pulled the blanket over my head, but I couldn't get warm. Then I tried to stand up and the whole room started spinning.
Oh no.
I grabbed the wall and said, "Okay, Bella, don't panic."
Which usually means you're already panicking.
Exactly. My heart was racing, my throat hurt, my head felt heavy, and when I looked at my phone, the battery was at 4%.
4%? That's more frightening than the fever.
I know. Suddenly, every app became precious. Do I call someone? Do I search for a clinic? Do I use a translation app? Do I order a taxi?
Or do you spend the last 4% watching short videos?
Honestly, my brain was so confused that I almost opened social media automatically.
That's muscle memory.
I stopped myself and called the hotel reception.
Good decision.
The receptionist answered, but I could barely speak. My voice sounded terrible. I said, "Hello, I'm not feeling well."
That's a very useful phrase.
It is, but then she asked, "What seems to be the problem?"
And
My mind went completely blank.
you forgot English?
I forgot every language. I knew I had a fever. I knew I felt dizzy. But at that moment, the only sentence in my head was, "Something is wrong with my body."
Well, that's clear.
Clear, but a little dramatic.
What did she say?
She said, "Do you need an ambulance?"
That would make me panic even more.
Exactly. I didn't know. I wasn't bleeding. I wasn't unconscious. But I also couldn't walk normally. So I said, "I'm not sure. Is there a doctor nearby?"
That was smart.
She told me there was a clinic about 10 minutes away, but it didn't open until 8.
What time was it?
4:30.
So you had to wait 3.5 hours?
That was the plan. Then she said, "I can send someone up to check on you."
That's good service.
A few minutes later, someone knocked on my door. I opened it, and there was a young hotel employee holding an umbrella.
An umbrella?
Yes.
Inside the hotel?
He thought I had said, "I need help because it's raining."
No!
Yes. I was standing there in my pajamas, shaking with fever, and he was smiling proudly with this giant red umbrella.
Poor guy.
He looked so embarrassed. Then he noticed I was holding onto the door because I could barely stand.
That probably changed his expression quickly.
Very quickly. He said, "Please sit down. I'll call my manager."
So what happened next?
The manager came upstairs with a bottle of water, a thermometer, and a first aid kit.
Much better than an umbrella.
Definitely. She checked my temperature. It was almost 39 degrees Celsius.
That's a high fever.
She looked worried and said, "You should see a doctor."
Did she call an ambulance?
I asked her, "Is it an emergency?"
That's another important phrase.
It is, because when you're sick abroad, you don't always know what counts as an emergency. You're already scared, so every symptom feels 10 times worse.
And you're far from home. That changes everything.
Exactly. At home, you know which hospital to visit, you know who to call, you know how the system works. In another country, even a small problem can feel huge.
I had that experience in Mexico once.
You got sick in Mexico?
Very sick.
What happened?
I ate something I probably shouldn't have eaten.
Let me guess, street food.
Yes. But in my defense, it smelled amazing.
Famous last words.
I remember looking at the food and thinking, that grill doesn't look very clean.
And then you ate it anyway.
Of course, I was on vacation. Vacation John makes different decisions.
Vacation John sounds dangerous.
Vacation John believes bacteria also take vacations.
So when did you start feeling sick?
Around midnight. First, my stomach started making noises.
Normal noises?
No, it sounded like two washing machines fighting.
That's a very clear description.
Then I started sweating. I felt weak, and suddenly the bathroom became the most important room in the building.
Oh no.
I won't give you all the details,
Thank you.
but let's just say I didn't sleep much.
Were you alone?
I was traveling with my friend Mark.
That's better.
Not really. Mark sleeps like a rock. I knocked on his door for 5 minutes. Nothing. I called him 6 times. Nothing.
What finally woke him up?
The fire alarm?
There was a fire?
No. I pressed the alarm button by accident while leaning against a wall.
John!
I was dizzy. Suddenly, everyone came out of their rooms wearing pajamas. Mark opened his door and said, "What's going on?"
And you were standing there looking terrible.
I said, "I think I'm dying."
What did he do?
He looked at me and said, "Can you die more quietly?"
That's a true friend.
Then he helped me find a pharmacy that was open all night.
Did the pharmacist speak English?
A little, but here's where things got tricky.
I didn't know how to describe my symptoms politely.
You could say you have an upset stomach.
Yes, I know that now, but at the time I pointed at my stomach and said, "Everything is moving too fast."
That could mean anything.
The pharmacist looked confused. Then Mark said he can't keep anything down. That means you vomit after eating or drinking.
Right. The pharmacist understood immediately. She gave me something for nausea and told me to drink small amounts of water.
Did it help?
Eventually, but I learned something important that night.
Never trust Vacation John.
That too. But I learned that you should know a few basic health phrases before you travel.
I agree. Not complicated medical words, just simple sentences.
Like, I have a fever.
I feel dizzy.
My stomach hurts.
I'm having trouble breathing.
I'm allergic to this medicine.
That last one is very important. Did you have an allergy problem in Prague?
Almost.
What do you mean almost?
After the hotel manager checked my temperature, she offered me some medicine for the fever.
Okay.
She showed me the package, but everything was written in Czech.
Could you understand any of it?
Not a word. I asked her, "What's in this?"
Good question.
She said it was a common painkiller, but I'm allergic to one type of pain medicine.
Did you know the name?
Yes, but I wasn't sure if the medicine she offered contained something similar, so I didn't take it.
That was probably the safest choice.
She wasn't offended. She said, "No problem. Tell the doctor about your allergy."
That's something people sometimes forget when they're nervous.
Exactly. When you feel terrible, it's easy to say yes to anything. You just want the pain to stop.
So did you wait until the clinic opened?
No, that's where the story changed.
What happened?
My phone died.
Of course it did.
The hotel manager had gone downstairs to arrange transportation. I was alone again, and suddenly I felt like I couldn't catch my breath.
That's scary.
Very scary. My chest felt tight, my hands were shaking. I thought my condition was getting worse.
Was it?
I didn't know, and not knowing was the worst part. Have you ever noticed that when you're afraid, every small feeling becomes enormous?
Yes, your brain starts creating terrible stories.
Exactly. I thought, what if I pass out? What if no one finds me? What if I need surgery?
Your brain went from fever to surgery in about 10 seconds.
It did. Then someone knocked on the door again.
The umbrella guy?
Yes.
Did he bring another umbrella?
No. This time he brought a phone charger.
Hero.
Honestly, it felt like he had brought me gold. He plugged in my phone and asked, "Are you okay?"
What did you say?
I said, "I'm having trouble breathing."
And then?
He immediately called the manager. The manager called an ambulance.
So you did go to the hospital.
Not exactly. 2 emergency medical workers came to the hotel room. They checked my temperature, blood pressure, breathing, and oxygen level.
Were they able to speak English?
One of them spoke very good English. The other one knew a few words and had a calm smile, which helped more than he probably realized.
sometimes a calm person makes you feel safe without saying much.
Absolutely. The English-speaking worker asked, "When did the symptoms start?"
That's a common medical question.
Then he asked, "Have you taken any medication? And do you have any allergies?"
Were you able to answer clearly?
More clearly than before. Once someone calm was asking simple questions, my brain started working again.
What did they discover?
My oxygen level was normal.
So why did you feel like you couldn't breathe?
I was having a panic attack.
Really?
Yes, I had a fever and probably a viral infection, but the breathing problem came from fear.
That must have been a strange feeling.
It was. Part of me felt relieved, another part felt embarrassed.
You shouldn't feel embarrassed. Panic attacks feel physically real.
The medical worker said the same thing. He told me, "You're not imagining it. Your body's reacting to stress."
That's a kind way to
explain it. He asks me to breathe slowly, in through my nose, out through my mouth. He counted with me.
Did it help?
After a few minutes, yes. My chest started to relax, my hands stopped shaking.
So, did they take you to a hospital?
They gave me a choice. They said I could go to the emergency department or I could rest and visit the clinic when it opened, as long as my breathing stayed normal and my symptoms didn't get worse.
What did you choose?
I decided to wait for the clinic.
Were you comfortable staying alone?
No, and the hotel manager could see that. She said, "I'll ask someone to check on you every 30 minutes.
That's incredibly kind.
It was, and the umbrella guy brought me tea.
He really wanted to fix the situation.
He did. He put the tea down and said, "This is better than the umbrella, yes?"
That's funny.
I laughed for the first time that morning.
Sometimes one small joke can break the fear.
Exactly. It reminded me that I wasn't completely alone.
What happened when the clinic opened?
The manager arranged a taxi and wrote the clinic address on a piece of paper.
Why on paper?
Because my phone had only charged to 12% and we didn't trust it anymore.
Fair enough.
Because my phone had only charged to 12% and we didn't trust it anymore.
Fair enough.
She also wrote a short message in Czech explaining that I had a fever and a medicine allergy.
That was thoughtful.
Very. At the clinic, the receptionist asked for my passport and insurance information.
Did you have them?
My passport was in the hotel safe.
Bella.
I know.
You went to a clinic in another country without your passport?
I was sick. I remembered my coat, my wallet, and one shoe that didn't match the other.
Wait, what?
I looked down in the taxi and realized I was wearing one black shoe and one dark blue shoe.
At least they were both dark.
That was my thinking.
So what did the receptionist say?
I explained, "My passport is at the hotel, but I have a photo of it on my phone."
Was that enough?
At first, she wasn't sure. She spoke to another employee, and they eventually accepted the photo along with my insurance card.
That's a good reminder to keep digital copies of important documents.
Yes, but keep them somewhere secure, and don't depend only on your phone.
Especially not your phone.
The receptionist asked me to fill out a form: name, date of birth, home address, emergency contact, allergies, and current medication.
Filling out a medical form in another country can be stressful.
I stared at the phrase pre-existing conditions for almost a minute.
That means health conditions you already had before this new problem.
I knew the meaning, but my fever made every sentence feel like a puzzle.
Did anyone help you?
A woman sitting next to me noticed I was struggling. She asked, "Do you need a hand?"
That means, do you need help?
Right. I almost said, "No, I already have two."
Fever humor.
Instead, I said, "Yes, please." She helped me understand two questions on the form.
Was she local?
No, she was from Ireland. She was traveling with her husband who had hurt his ankle.
So the clinic waiting room became an international meeting place.
Pretty much. We started talking and she told me she had once gotten sick while traveling alone in Thailand.
What happened to her?
She had a bad allergic reaction after eating something with peanuts.
That's serious.
Very serious. She said the experience taught her to carry a small card that says, "I'm severely allergic to peanuts," in the local language.
That's smart.
She showed it to me. She had cards in Thai, French, Spanish, and Czech.
Wow, she came prepared.
I said, "I feel very unprepared right now."
One black shoe and one blue shoe.
Exactly. She smiled and said, "You're here, you asked for help, and you're doing fine. That counts as prepared enough."
I like that.
Me too. Sometimes we think being prepared means controlling everything, but travel always gives you something you didn't expect.
And getting sick is one of the things people don't like to imagine before a trip.
Right. We plan restaurants, museums, clothes, photos, and day trips. Nobody sits down excitedly and says, "Now let's plan my possible fever."
That would ruin the vacation mood.
But a little preparation can save you a lot of stress.
Did you have travel insurance?
Yes,
Did it help?
eventually.
That doesn't sound good.
I called the insurance company while I waited. First, I heard music for 12 minutes.
Of course.
I was sitting there with a fever, listening to happy music about sunshine and beaches.
That feels almost insulting.
Then a recorded voice said, "Your call is important to us."
The classic sentence.
Then another 5 minutes, a person answered. I explained the situation, and she asked for my policy number.
Did you have it?
In an email.
On the phone with the weak battery.
Yes, I had to search my inbox while talking to her. Then the internet stopped working.
This story keeps getting worse.
I said, "Could you hold on for a moment?"
Very polite.
Inside, I was screaming.
Also very natural.
Finally, I found the number. She told me to keep all receipts and ask the doctor for a medical report.
That's important.
Yes, if you pay for treatment, medicine, or transportation, the insurance company may ask for proof later.
Did they pay for everything?
Not everything. They covered the clinic visit and some of the medicine, but not the taxi.
Still helpful.
Definitely. The clinic wasn't extremely expensive, but I was glad I had insurance.
Some people think travel insurance is a waste of money.
I used to think that too.
Really?
I thought, I'm healthy, I'll be careful, nothing will happen.
Most people think they'll be fine.
And usually they are. But insurance isn't for the normal day. It's for the day when you wake up shaking and an employee brings you an umbrella instead of medical help.
That should be in the advertisement.
Buy travel insurance. You may receive the wrong emergency object.
So what did the doctor say?
He examined my throat, listened to my breathing, and asked a lot of questions. He was calm and friendly, but very direct.
What did he ask?
He asked if I had been coughing, whether I had any chest pain, and if I had eaten or drank enough water the day before.
Had you?
Not really. I had walked for hours, drunk 2 cups of coffee, and barely any water.
Bella.
I was busy sightseeing.
Your body doesn't care how beautiful the city is. It still needs water.
The doctor said I had a viral infection and mild dehydration.
So it wasn't the mushroom soup.
No.
The mushrooms are innocent.
The doctor told me antibiotics wouldn't help because the infection was probably viral.
Did that surprise you?
A little. I think many people expect antibiotics whenever they feel very sick.
But antibiotics only treat bacterial infections, not viral ones.
Exactly. He recommended rest, fluids, and medicine to lower the fever. He also told me what warning signs to watch for.
Like what?
Trouble breathing that didn't improve, severe chest pain, confusion, or a fever that stayed very high.
Did he explain when to seek emergency help?
Yes. That made me feel much safer. I didn't just want to hear, "Go rest." I wanted to know, when should I worry?
That's a useful question. What symptoms should I watch for?
Exactly. I also asked, how often should I take this medicine? And should I take it with food?
Those are good questions at a pharmacy too.
Yes. And if you don't understand, you can say, "Could you explain that more slowly?"
Or could you write it down?
The doctor wrote everything down for me. Then he looked at my shoes.
I knew the shoes would return.
He said, "You know your shoes don't match, right?"
What did you say?
I looked down and said, "That's not one of my symptoms."
Nice.
Even the doctor laughed.
So you went back to the hotel?
Yes, but there was one more problem.
Of course there was.
There was a paper bag outside my room.
What was inside?
Soup, bread, tea, 2 bottles of water, and a note.
From the hotel manager?
From the umbrella guy.
That's sweet.
The note said, "I hope you feel better. Please drink the water. The umbrella is also available."
He refused to give up on that umbrella.
I kept the note.
Really?
Yes, I still have it.
That's the part people don't always talk about. Getting sick in another country can be frightening, but strangers can surprise you.
That's what stayed with me. I don't remember much about the medicine or the clinic room, but I remember the manager checking on me. I remember the Irish woman helping me with the form, and I remember that silly red umbrella.
How long were you sick?
I stayed in bed for 2 days. On the third day, the fever was gone, but I still felt weak.
Did you continue your trip?
Slowly, I stopped trying to see everything. I took short walks, I ate simple food, I drank a lot of water.
Did you feel disappointed about missing part of the vacation?
At first, yes, I kept thinking about the places I hadn't visited.
That's understandable.
But then I realized I was treating the trip like a checklist: museum, bridge, castle, photo, next location.
Instead of actually experiencing it.
Right, being sick forced me to slow down.
That's an expensive way to learn that lesson.
Very expensive. I recommend learning it at home.
Do you think people should cancel the rest of the trip after getting sick?
It depends. You have to listen to your body and follow medical advice. Some people try to push through the pain because they don't want to waste money.
Push through means continue even when something is difficult.
Yes, but sometimes pushing through makes things worse.
I did that in Mexico.
What did you do?
The morning after my stomach problem, Mark wanted to go on a boat tour.
You didn't go, did you?
I did.
John,
I had already paid for it.
that is not a good reason.
I told myself, I feel a little better.
Did you?
No.
What happened on the boat?
Imagine being surrounded by beautiful blue water while your stomach is making dangerous promises.
That sounds horrible.
The guide kept saying, look to your left, dolphins.
And you were looking for the bathroom.
Exactly. Everyone was taking photos. I was holding onto the side of the boat, questioning every decision I had ever made.
Did you get sick?
Let's just say the fish received an unexpected breakfast.
Oh, John.
Mark still calls it the most memorable part of the trip.
I'm sure it was memorable for the fish, too.
After that, I went back to the hotel and rested.
Finally.
So yes, don't let the money you already spent control your decision. Your health matters more than a tour.
That's difficult, though. People think, I may never come back here. I can't miss this.
True, but if you force yourself to continue, you may remember the place for all the wrong reasons.
Exactly. Prague is beautiful, but for a while, my strongest memory was a thermometer and 2 different shoes.
Has the experience changed how you travel now?
Completely.
What do you do differently?
I keep my insurance details easy to find. I carry a list of my allergies and medications. I save the address of a nearby clinic. I keep digital copies of important documents.
And the charger.
2 chargers.
Good.
I also carry a small, basic medical kit.
What's in it?
A thermometer, bandages, medicine I know I can safely take, hand sanitizer, and a few other basic items.
You don't carry an entire hospital.
No, I'm prepared, not dramatic.
There's a thin line.
I also learn how to say a few health-related phrases in the local language.
Do you memorize them?
Some of them, I also save them on my phone.
What phrase would you learn first?
I need medical help.
Good choice.
Then, where is the nearest pharmacy? And I'm allergic to this.
I'd learn where's the bathroom?
Because of Mexico?
Because of life.
Fair enough.
What about contacting family? Did you call anyone during the Prague situation?
I called my sister after I returned from the clinic.
Did you tell her everything?
I tried to sound calm. I said, I'm a little sick, but I've seen a doctor.
And she heard the truth in your voice.
Immediately, she said, how sick are you?
Sisters know.
I told her about the fever, the panic attack, the clinic, and the medicine.
What did she say?
First, she said, why didn't you call me earlier?
Fair question.
Then she said, I'm glad you asked for help.
That can be difficult when you're traveling alone.
Very difficult. You don't want to bother people. You don't want to seem weak. You tell yourself, maybe I'm overreacting.
But asking for help early can stop a situation from getting worse.
Exactly. And you don't need perfect English to ask.
That's important.
You can use short, clear sentences. I feel very sick. I need a doctor. Please help me. That's enough to start.
People sometimes wait because they're embarrassed about their English.
Yes, but in an emergency, communication matters more than grammar.
Nobody will care if you use the wrong verb tense.
Right. Don't sit there thinking, should I say I've been feeling dizzy or I was feeling dizzy?
Just say, I feel dizzy.
Exactly.
What would you do if the person didn't understand you?
I'd repeat the key words slowly, I'd point to where it hurts, I'd use a translation app, and I'd ask, "Is there someone who speaks English?"
Simple and polite.
You can also say, "Could you write that down?" Written words are sometimes easier to understand than fast speech.
Especially when people are wearing masks or speaking through a glass window.
Yes, and medical words can sound unfamiliar even when you know English well.
That's true. A doctor once asked me if I was experiencing nausea, and my sick brain thought he was asking about a person named Nadia.
No.
What did he say? I said, "I don't know, Nadia."
What did the doctor do?
He paused and said, "Do you feel like you might vomit?"
And then you understood.
Immediately.
That's why it's okay to say, "What does that mean?"
Or, can you say that in a simpler way?
People often pretend to understand because they feel embarrassed.
I've done that.
Me too, but pretending is risky when someone is explaining medicine.
You could take the wrong amount or take it at the wrong time.
Exactly, so ask again. Ask twice if you need to.
After your trip, were you afraid to travel alone again?
For a few months, yes.
Really?
I kept remembering that moment when the room was spinning and my phone died. I thought, what if it happens again?
How did you get past that fear?
I took a shorter trip first, just 3 days in a nearby country. I stayed in a central area, told my family where I was, and prepared carefully.
Did anything go wrong?
My suitcase didn't arrive.
Of course.
But after Prague, a missing suitcase felt almost relaxing.
You were like, at least I can breathe.
Exactly. I bought a toothbrush and a clean shirt, and I moved on.
So the bad experience made you more confident in a strange way.
It did. I learned that I could feel scared and still make good decisions.
That's a big lesson.
Confidence doesn't mean believing nothing bad will happen. It means trusting that you can handle problems when they happen.
I like that.
And sometimes handling the problem means saying, "I can't do this alone."
Most people don't expect a travel story about illness to become a story about trust.
Trust in yourself?
In yourself, in strangers, and in the fact that one embarrassing moment doesn't have to ruin everything.
Even if the embarrassing moment involves different shoes?
Especially then.
I still wear those shoes, by the way.
Together?
No, I learned one lesson at a time.
What would you tell someone who's planning their first trip abroad?
I'd say enjoy the excitement, but prepare for ordinary human problems too. You may lose your wallet, you may miss a train, you may get sick.
Don't assume that preparation creates bad luck.
Exactly. Carrying medicine doesn't make you sick. Buying insurance doesn't cause an accident. Saving a clinic address doesn't ruin the fun.
It gives you peace of mind.
Yes, and once you're prepared, stop worrying and enjoy the trip.
What would you do if you woke up sick abroad tomorrow?
First, I'd check how serious the symptoms were. Then, I'd contact the hotel, a local clinic, or emergency services if needed. I'd tell someone I trust, and I'd keep my red umbrella nearby.
For emotional support?
Obviously.
What about you, listening right now? What would you do?
Would you ask for help immediately, or would you wait and hope you felt better?
Have you ever gotten sick while traveling? Maybe you had a fever, an upset stomach, an allergic reaction, or just a terrible headache.
And did a stranger help you?
Or did someone bring you a completely useless object?
Please tell us in the comments. I need to know whether the umbrella story is unique.
Before we finish, can I share one final travel health rule?
Is it don't eat suspicious street food?
No.
Always wake up your friend before pressing a fire alarm?
Also useful, but no.
Okay, what is it?
When your body says stop, don't answer, "But I already paid for the boat tour."
That may be the smartest thing you've ever said.
Thank you. It only took one terrible boat ride to learn it.
And my rule is this: you don't need perfect English to ask for help. Speak clearly, use simple words, ask people to repeat themselves. Your health is more important than sounding perfect.
And if someone offers you an umbrella when you need a doctor,
Take the umbrella.
what?
Then explain again. It might be raining when you leave the clinic.
You know what? That's actually practical.
See? The umbrella guy was thinking ahead.
I take back everything I said.
Keep practicing your English, keep asking questions, and don't be afraid of making mistakes.
Every real conversation makes your English stronger, even the strange ones.
Please like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and tell us what topic you want us to discuss next.
And remember to drink water before walking around the city for 8 hours.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to everyone, but mostly you.
Fine, I'll bring water.
And matching shoes?
Let's not ask for too much.